Okay, the last part of chapter 2 is all about pictographs and infographs. This one is going to be extremely short as there's not a whole lot of information we're going to deal with this, and it's pretty simple. A pictograph is basically a simplified way of giving data. They're not used as often because they almost simplify things to the point where you lose accuracy. It's good at showcasing something and giving a quick visual. It's not very good at giving detailed explanation. So it's not really used very often in statistics. So, a couple key things they all must include if you do have a pictograph. The biggest thing is the title. The title should make sense and it should be something simple. So in our case here, we're going to do types of apple trees. Okay, we're going to have labels, so we're going to differentiate the different types of trees. So we're going to have let's go a Macintosh, let's go a crabapple tree, let's go how about a golden delicious, so let's go golden, and then Fuji. That'll work. So we're going to label them so we show there's distinct ones. We're going to pick easy symbols that we can do and draw repetitively. So I'm going to draw a tree to represent our little tree. And so what's going to happen is once I'm done drawing, each of these symbols, in our case a tree, is going to represent a certain number that we depict in our legend. The legend's sole purpose is to basically tell us this information. Now you can have more than one picture represented, so what's going to happen is I'm going to have the trees as one symbol, and I'm going to have maybe a cut down tree to represent something else. So we have our title, we have the simple labels, we have the easy to see symbols. Next we need is our legend. So the legend simply dictates how much each symbol is worth. So in our case here, we're going to have our apple, or the tree, is going to equal, we'll pick something easy, we'll say 10 trees. And then the cut down tree, this is going to sound a bit weird, but we're going to make that equal 5 trees. So we could very easily say, well, if we look at the number of trees, we have 40 Macintosh trees, we have 20 crabapple trees, we only have 15 golden trees, and we've got 35 Fuji trees. When we talk about accuracy, it is a very good visual representation of our pictograph here. The issue we're running into is, well, how do I differentiate or tell someone that, rather there be 35 trees, what if there was 37? I have no way of getting that precise or accurate because I've made my denominations by 5. And if I went too big and I wanted to show 35 trees and have 35 pictures, it kind of defeats the purpose of having this be so easy to see. So that's pictographs. They're kind of useful, mostly in like supermarkets or wherever you're seeing these things, but not too often. Next thing we're going to talk about are infographs, and the best way I can do this is usually by showing an example. Now, I've got our emergency procedures. I've covered up some very important information we don't want some people to know about. So, an infograph basically is the opposite. It is solid information that is usually laid out in a nice, even way to see it, but it's just full of packed information, and you can learn about different things. It's usually from a very detailed source and gives you as much information as you could possibly get in a very condensed format. It's almost like the summary of a story, right? what you need to know right away, and go from there. If we're looking at more mathematical ones, I can give you, all the different signs for different things, just summarized as best you can. That's it. 2.4 is super quick. I'm not expecting you guys to make an infograph. These should take lots of detail, lots of research. So your questions are going to be pretty simple. Question 1 is you have to draw a pictograph for the favorite food for each member in your household. If that's just you, then it's simple. If it's 2 or 3 of you guys or more, a bit more detail. And question 2 is you have to go online and find an infograph. Probably the biggest thing right now is the actual virus out, but if you want to find something else, you can. I want you to find me an infograph about something you find interesting or detailed, and I want you to send the link also in the Google Classroom. That's it for the class. Good luck.